So as you guys can see here, I have a crap ton of stuff that we're gonna be unboxing today. It's gonna be a very casual video. It's gonna be non-serious to me. We're just gonna try out a whole bunch of different things. There are some of them that I already tried already, like this PRISM right here. Already tried this, already opened this. KATO, I know you guys want to hear about KATO. I just got this in today. I tried it for just a little bit. We're gonna try it more together here. And I have the Crystal 6, the Hibby Crystal 6. And this one I haven't even unboxed yet. This one is the RE880 by Renko. I have a few IEMs right here as well to compare to the KATO, because the KATO, you guys might know, is replacing the KXXS right here. So we're gonna see today if the KATO is gonna be a good replacement to the KXXS or not, and in general, how do they compare? Hey friends, welcome back to another video on Giz Audio, and today again, we have a lot of unboxing to do. The PRISM, the KATO, the Hibby Crystal 6, the RE880. We just have a whole bunch of things to cover. Let's start with the KATO first because that's the one you guys clicked on. So here you go, the KATO from the box. Anime girl, MOONDROP anime girl. And I gotta say, MOONDROP has the best anime girl on the market. I don't care who wants to copy MOONDROP, they have the best looking anime girl. In the back, you get the frequency response graph and more information on the IEM itself. Now the accessories I'm not gonna go into too much because I'm gonna save that for the full review coming in a few days. But one thing to note heavily is the upgrade in cables. Now the KXXS here, the original KXXS, the cable is all right. It's not bad. It's not one of the worst MOONDROP cables out there, but it's not really the most premium feeling either. Now, the KATO on the other hand though, the KATO is, oh, look at that. Heavy duty cable, big cable upgrade. I love it. Now, in terms of the looks, they look just about the same. From the front, yeah, except the KATO has KATO written on it and the KXXS has nothing written on it. The biggest difference is gonna be in the back where the KATO looks a lot more well-defined. There's more clean-cut lines and everything, while the KXXS is more smooth out. So KATO, I would say design-wise, look a little bit better than the KXXS. Actually, I would say a lot better. I much prefer the look of the KATO, and the cable, I much prefer the cable of the KATO as well. So today, we're gonna be comparing those two and also comparing the KATO to some other IEMs that are similar to the KATO, i.e. the Starfield, the Aria, the HANA 2021, and see if it's a good replacement to the KXXS or not, because the KXXS is going bye-bye. Much like the Canis and Canis Pro, I believe the KXXS is going bye-bye and replaced fully with the KATO. I don't see a reason why they would keep both. Same price IEM, similar sound. Even though the Starfield and the Aria pretty much sounds the same as the KXXS. All right, so the song I've chosen today is gonna be Kiss Me More by Doja Cat. I love that song. I love testing IEMs on that song. Listen to it yourself. I'll leave a link in the name below, but that's gonna be our test song today. It has really good bass and good female vocals. You can test vocal clarity, you can test bass texture, bass speed, bass power, all of that with this song. So I have the original KXXS plugged in here just to kind of refresh myself of what the original sound like. What I remember from this is that it's a Harmon-Tune IEM with pretty good bass texture, bass control. I remember the bass being like the best highlight of this song. So we shall see one more time. Oh yeah, the bass is, I wouldn't say the tightest bass out there, but it's pretty tight, and that's what I really enjoyed about the original KXXS. Vocals are fine. They're pretty much neutral, I would say, for the most part. It has decent vocal forwardness. I wouldn't say it has a lot of energy because that's not what they're really known for. KXXS, the Starfield, the Aria, they're all relatively not dark, but tamed treble-wise. So female vocals, it's not gonna really come across the most energetic, I would say. So now, let's plug in the KATO. Same song, and we'll see the differences. Oh, all right. So what I can say right now, immediately, the vocals feel more clear, a little bit more forward, but also at the same time, the bass is really not compromised like I thought it was gonna be, because I thought the KXXS bass was already pretty good. The bass on the KATO is not at all compromised, even though the vocals comes across more forward, more clean, more clear. It does have a touch of thinness, just a touch of weightlessness in the timbre, but really not too much. I really enjoy the extra energy so far that these are given over the KX6S. I would say based off first impression, if you were to just sit me down with these two side by side and have me pick just one, I think I would go with the KATO because I like that little bit of energy. Because the KX6S is just a bit too relaxed for me at times, you know? And I really love the bass on these, but since the bass is just as good on these with more energy, making the sound just in general slightly bit more balanced, I would say right now I prefer these. Like 100% prefer these, so no competition so far. Now let's plug in one more IEM. Really not gonna plug in the Starfield and the Aria because those are really similar to the KX6S. I would say that in comparison to the Aria and the Starfield, based off of my memory alone, I would say that it is much more energetic than the Starfield. I mean, not too much more, but noticeably more energetic than the Starfield for sure. And it has just better detail, better control than the Aria. So that's the comparison there. The one that I'm most excited to try it against would be the HANA 2021 because this is Harman Tune with a bit of energy. So these two should be kind of in the same ballpark. Let's see. Yeah, I don't need to listen long for that one at all. Now, the HANA 2021 comparison to the original KX6S, the old one right here, it always feels like the HANA has more energy than the KX6S, but sacrificing the overall bass control. These come across much more smooth, while the KX6S comes across more dynamic and more textured and nuanced in general. Now, when it comes to KATO versus HANA 2021, I would say that the HANA 2021 is still slightly bit more energetic, but the KATO definitely has way better bass control and bass texture. These are still relatively on the smooth side, which is not bad. I would say some people like smooth bass. These are more dynamic while giving a little bit of that energy. So I would say the KATO lands kind of in between the KX6S and the HANA in terms of the sound signature. Not quality, but sound signature. Quality, I would say overall, the KATO right now, slight bit of edge over these two because bass is good, balance is good, and I also feel it has a little bit more detail as well. Just a touch more, maybe not too much, but again, this is all first impressions, so stay tuned for full review for my full thoughts. But yes, right now, out of all three, I prefer the KATO, hands down, like no competition. All right, now with the KATO out of the way, let's talk about the other three IEMs really quickly. PRISM, you guys are probably the most curious about this one. I would say that this is the most beautiful looking IEM. Just look at those pictures. Oh my God, the cable as well is just a bling heaven. It just looks so gorgeous. I love TANCHJIM and their design, man. HANA 2021 also, I love the look of that one. But PRISM is, wow, it's a stunning piece, man. It's a great gift for just anybody. It just looks so good, and it's also very clean as well. Like all the machinery is very well done, and the accessories that comes with the PRISM is also pretty nice as well. You get an assortment of tips down here, a gigantic carrying case, which I don't know who would ever use this. I mean, it's huge. Let's see what's inside. I haven't even opened this. Let's see. Yeah, it's just a big case. I feel like it's bigger than most purses. A little too big, in my opinion, TANCHJIM. I don't know if anyone's gonna actually use that, but hey, I appreciate it nonetheless. Now let's talk about the sound itself. Since I've already heard this, I listened to this all evening yesterday, and I would say that these have kind of a V-shaped signature, almost a dead middle V-shape, I would say, from my memory. I would say it's good. It's not like mind-blowingly good though. When it comes to just the $600 range, it's a very tough competition, man. It's a lot of amazing IEMs right there. I mean, the MOONDROP variation alone lives in that region, and that is a fantastic IEM. I would say that $600 right now, based off first impression, is a little bit steep, but I would say, you know, some people might be willing to pay a little extra for how beautiful these look. That's really all up to you. But in terms of sound right now, it doesn't sound bad. It sounds pretty good. It's just not wowing me for $600, I would say. But that's just off first impression. I still need to listen to it a lot more and maybe A/B test them against other IEMs. So far, it's pretty versatile, I would say. It's a V-shaped signature that probably plays well with a lot of different genre of music. I don't think any one of you is gonna be disappointed with getting these, but I would say that if you're looking for the best of the best at the price, these are not right now impressing me as much. Now, next two, I haven't tried these. So let's open the Crystal Hebe Crystal 6. Wow. Now, great accessories though, look at that. You guys see that? So many tips. The case as well, of course, always the case. Let's see if the cable's in here. Yep, there's the cable. Two cables. Yeah, there's the 3.5 and the 4.4. Double cables, love it. So I've never heard of any Hebe IEMs before, so this is gonna be my first experience with this brand, and we'll see if they're up to par. We're gonna go with that same song, Doja Cat's Kiss Me More, just for consistency's sake. Let's see how it compares to the other ones we have here. It is so bassy. I would say that it's like a bass heavy V shape. The vocals, Doja Cat's vocals is on the top end, comes across like not the clearest, but it's kind of there, almost a little bit thin, but oh man, the bass is overwhelmingly so. I'm gonna switch song really quickly just to test my theory. We're gonna go to Michael Buble, You and I. Now, any IEM that has too much bass is gonna absolutely feel bloated on this song, and we shall see. It's bassy. It's bassy. I would say it's really not my favorite right now. It's just way too bassy, man. If you're a bass head, maybe you might enjoy these, but it's bloat. We're gonna move on to this one, the Ranco Acoustic 880. Now, I've not heard of this brand either, so first impression of the brand, man. Impress me, Ranco, impress me. All right, so here's what it looks like. Oh, and so we got the case here, hard case, IEM sit up here. And some tips, kind of minimal, but I think these are like $100-something, so I don't think you're gonna expect too many accessories. Yeah. The cables, ooh, that's an interesting looking cable. You get a some cleaning tools, some little accessories there, but we'll talk about that later. But the cable is interesting though. It's kind of like a rubbery feeling, almost like, I don't know how to describe this. Like a garden hose kind of texture. Let's look at the IEMs themselves. Can you make these a little bit easier to take out? I feel a little embarrassed on camera, you know? I would say the looks of these, the color scheme and everything, makes it feel like these IEMs were made by like, you know, race car people or mechanics. I don't know why, it just gives me this kind of race car feel, and also with like the garden hose texture feeling cable as well. It just feels like, yeah, it just feels a little bit different. I mean, it's not bad, I just think it feels different. So let's try these out. Same song. The housing on these are plastic, by the way, not resin, they're plastic. So normally, like with the Hebe here, is resin, but these are plastic housing. All right, Doja Cat. Come here, Doja Cat. So these, I don't know how I feel about them. I don't think I'm getting the most perfect fit with these. That's why you see me like fidgeting around with them. I don't think I'm getting the most perfect seal. It just feels a bit thin. Like the vocals feel thin. Now the bass is nicely separated from the mid-range for the most part. I would say it has a little bit more focus on the sub bass. It is, again, nicely separated, but the vocals come across thin. I would test the Michael Buble song one more time. Yeah, even on Michael Buble's You and I, the vocals come across like hollow, like the mid-range has been, I think, scooped out. Now, I don't have the frequency response graph with me, so I can't be 100% sure what's going on here, but it just feels like the mid-range is just way in the background. You know what I mean? Like the vocals are not coming across as clear to me, or has this kind of a hollow in the middle mid-range. And maybe that's partially due to like the fit that I'm getting with these. I'm not getting the most perfect fit, but even with fidgeting and trying to like force it to be a perfect fit, I still feel like the vocals are a bit hollow. Really, so far does not work for my taste. I would have to try to tip roll with these and try to get the perfect seal and come back to these. All right, so that concludes our, hectic unboxing for today. My favorite of today, KATO, bar none. My favorite. My second, the PRISM. My third favorite, between these two, I would say the Hibby right now, because I can't get the perfect seal on the Renko. But yeah, I'll have to give this a fair chance later on. But yes, that concludes today's unboxing. I actually have one more IEM coming in that unfortunately did not make it in today. That would have been good to unbox. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this more casual video. Let me know what you guys think down below. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Oh, subscribe if you haven't, of course. If you made it this far, might as well. Check out our Facebook group. Link below as well. See all these videos early, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Bye.